Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making time to join us. We appreciate each one for making time to be part of this great conversation on Sound Candid Talk. This is open forum where you have an opportunity to air what you feel and think about the latest development on our political front. Well, a lot is taking place in our country with so much left to be desired by the political players who, at most of the time, disappoint more than they give hope and certainty for the future. Well, after years of debate on the reconstitution of IBC having been put in place not many days ago, they have launched out mass voter registration, but with a twist on the same. And the twist is the biometric, whatever registration requirement now has gone a notch higher, and that is they will not just require your fingerprints, but now they need your iris scanned. And from what Kenyans are saying and the fears that are rising from this, is that we are not too sure of where this data will go and how long it will exist and for what purpose. Is it not open to abuse? Could it be used for other purposes other than just voter registration and, of course, voting in the general elections? Well, as this is coming into play, the IEBC is putting up the right foot to be able to explain to Kenyans that they have nothing to fear about, that one, they are within the law, and what they are doing actually is provided for in the law. Well, we are going to be, diving into this with various players as they join into the show. Thank you so much, those of you joining on TikTok. Please let's take charge from whatever platform you're following us. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on TikTok. Sound Candid Talk is our name. We salute each one of you for be part of the making of the history of this great nation, and where by God's grace we are enabled to determine the direction and, of course, the decisions that are important for the welfare of this country. So be it. But I want to invite each one of you to be actively involved, even as we share these realities of our day. Have you confirmed your registration as a voter? Have you registered? And one of the things that is, a thorn in the flesh, which I believe the political class will not are not so happy about, is the huge number of young people. The young people constitute now the majority in terms of being the age to vote, and that bracket is wide. And one of the push for the reconstituting of IBC was that the Gen Z, the young people who are looking forward to vote for the first time, need to be in the register. And since they are not favorable or so much at home with the way William Ruto and team are running the affairs of this country, they would register in mass to be able to determine the president in the coming general election. But it appears that since the rollout of mass registration, we are not seeing that enthusiasm. We are not seeing those mass, young people flocking the registration centers and registering themselves as voters. And now we are left to question what is the matter? what is happening? Are the agency still in the push to make sure that William Ruto is a one-term president, or they have given up? What don't they have? We have not so much had many complaints about lack of national IDs, although we may not rule out that. But I just want to raise this so that we are able to put a finger on what's happening, because we can't be having mass registration taking place and we have an angry nation out there that would want to change the regime, but not turning up to register. What is the issue? And then, of course, this iris scan scare at the moment. Could it be the reason, or what is cooking? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sound Candid Talk. Please, let's engage from wherever we are, on whatever platform you are getting us. Please be our extension of what we are doing right here, right where you are. Share that link widely, invite more people to come in, and let's reason together. Let's do what we must do, and that is let Kenyans understand what's happening politically and what position they must take. And of course, on this platform specifically, we are into taking responsibility for the future of this great country, not just giving it lip service, not just, raising up emotions. We are indeed into giving credible information that will warrant every one of us to take responsibility, so that our actions are not just, mere rhetorics and mere statements, but realities, something tangible, like ensuring that you register as a voter. That is non-negotiable. Every one of us must ensure that that is in place without fail. And then, of course, as we start this particular discussion, we really would want to have a data kind of ascertaining, okay, which part of the country is registering in mass as far as the 2027 elections are concerned, and which age bracket is registering in mass and why. So that our discussion are not just hanging up in the air there, not having specific tangible information. And so would want also you to be part of the conversation by giving us, how are you observing the mass registration by IEBC? Have they reached your village? Have you seen their tables and their offices opened? Or it is just a matter of Nairobi and maybe city centers? What is cooking? What are the challenges? And how do we sort each one of them? Because I really would want everyone who is of the age bracket to vote, to be part of the deciding of the future of this country. No more sitting on the fence and no more try and error. It is time for this country to, appreciate every participant. And then, of course, not only every participant, but each one and everyone's voice to be heard clearly, and of course, to be respected thereabout. Let's start with that conversation of Kenyans raising their fears about this iris scan and the registration of voters by the new IEBC in place. Let's hear the concerns Kenyans are raising. Here we go.
Thomas Otieno.
It's great to have you with us, and thank you for trusting KTN this evening. Our sign language interpreter is Pretty Janet, and I am Ashley Mazuri.
Thanks for making time. I'm Jesse Rogers. Let's start with the ongoing voter registration exercise that kicked off yesterday. And Kenyans are expressing fears move to get new voters' iris during registration.
A introduction of technological reforms in the exercise.
According to the IEBC, the use of iris is enshrined in the law.
Winfrey Owino looks at the potential challenge posed by these reforms.
Day 2 of the continuous voter registration by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC in all the 290 constituencies was marred with debates and conversations among Kenyans, especially after Commissioner Alutalala Mukhwana revealed that new voters might be identified using their iris in the upcoming polls, but failed to say whether it was legal. With this, speculations on data privacy are now rife.
Kwa nini wanaskani wanarudia huku na kule na nini na nini? Kama ni kura kurejesti kawaida kuanzia mwanzo mpaka mwisho.
Tuwache IEBC afanye kazi yao. Tuwache chairman afanye kazi yao. Wa Kenya sisi kazi yetu ni kutoka nje na kuchukua kura.
Our BVR, what you call biometric voter registration kits, are configured to take into account all those identifiers which are unique to an individual.
A cybersecurity expert says when taking people's personal information, there needs to be a clear communication on the purpose, how and who will be in its possession, and for how long.
They need to make assurances to the public on why they've chosen the iris, for how long they're taking it, for what purpose, and to give us confidence about the security of the data, and that it will not going to be transferred to for other purposes.
Meanwhile, IEBC Commissioner Anne Derito says Section 2 of the Elections Act defines which biometrics can be used, and they are face, iris, and fingerprints. She explains that all newly registered voters will have all three captured to complement each other in case one fails, therefore eradicating the need to use manual identification.
And that's why we do the fingerprints, but also the facial features to allow us to authenticate that indeed, besides what is in the ID, the person who has been registered as a voter is the right person.
Winfrey Owino, KTN.
Mambo ni kama hayo, mabadiliko ambayo yameletwa na chairman mpya wa IEBC kwamba watu watatambuliwa tu kwa alama za vidole vyao, bali jicho pia itahitajika. Msimamo wako hapa. Dadi, vipi lakini siku nyingi?
Ndugu, mimi nashukuru ndugu yangu, nashukuru hofu kwako hapo studio pia na za muda. Maana tumepezana kweli yake.
Tashukuru Mungu mwema. Tuko maeneo mapya sasa, tuna endelea. Mungu mwema.
Ndio maana nimeshangaa sasa, lakini anyway yote tisa. Ili mradi ujumbe ufike tu, hata kama ni chini ya kola mti. Bora ujumbe ufike.
Exactly.
Bwana.
Jicho lako limetazama na IEBC?
Kwanza mimi kabla waanze niliuliza mapema mahali ambapo kuna wahusika, nikauliza hili swala, jamani, mmetutangazia IEBC na nimeona bango nasema either kwa eneo bunge ama labda kwa Huduma Center. Hebu tuambieni wananchi wale ambao wengi hawana vitambulisho, tupate kuwaeleza, maana ni haki yao kimsingi kwenda kuwa na hiyo kadi, ili zoezi zima likifika basi kila mtu apate kuwa na nafasi ya kuweza kupeana sauti yake debeni. Lakini cha ajabu nikaa sasa sipati jibu. Siku yake ya pili ilikuwa tarehe 28 29. Nikauliza tena hili swala, jamani, jana niliuliza swali kama hili, vituo vitakuwaje? Je, ni polling station kama tulivyozoea ama kuna mabadiliko gani? Jibu kimya. Mwisho wa siku nikamwambia labda tunaenda kwanza kwa ofisi za mbunge hapo ama Huduma Center. Hata hapo ndo kada maswali mimi. Mbona kuna mabadiliko haya ambao tangia awali hayakuwepo? Lakini kikubwa zaidi ni cha hili jicho kutakiwa sasa kuna hiyo scanning. Nikawa pia natia tena wasiwasi, lakini pia uhafiki wa zile numbers ambazo voters wameenda kuregister kwamba either ni kweli zinawiana na hizi zinatangazwa jioni, ni kweli haswa ndizo zinawiana ama kuna hiyo low turnout, na kama ipo basi sababu ni ipi? So ni baadhi ya maswali ambayo kama msimamo najiuliza mpaka sasa hivi nakosa majibu. Unaona kaka yangu Bernard, kwa sababu nashindwa kama IEBC itasema kuna low turnout na turnout ipo ya vijana na zaidi wanasema Gen Z. Sasa nachanganyikiwa, lakini kikubwa hili jicho, kwa nini haswa hii sheria mpya iwepo? Sijui kikatiba ni sawa ama ni katiba yao ya ofisi yao ama department yao ndio mwongozo, nashindwa kuelewa. Lakini wasiwasi wangu upo hapo kwamba isije tu kawa ni si mchuzi peke yake, ndani ukawa kuna kanyama. Asante.
Maswali yako kweli muhimu na lazima majibu yanayopaswa yapatikane. Hebu niangalie tu hapa kwa kifupi, IEBC inasemaje kwa swala hili. Nasema the law allows biometric identifiers such as fingerprints, iris pattern, retina scans, DNA, voice waves, hand geometry, eye lobe geometry, and signatures. The IEBC also assured Kenyans that all data collected will be handled in compliance with the Data Protection Act of 2019. Kulingana na hili ambalo IEBC inapeana kama explanation ya kipi hiki ambacho kinaendelea hapa, ni kuonyesha kwamba katika ile sheria ya kuangalia nani mpiga kura halisi, walipewa hizo sehemu tofauti katika maumbile ya mwanadamu ambayo wanaweza kuyatumia kama njia ya kutambua mpiga kura. Na kulingana nao wanasema hiyo list inaonyesha nini? Kuna hapa wanasema kuna kwanza kuna fingerprints, kuna iris patterns, kuna retina scan, kuna DNA, kuna voice waves, hand geometry, earlobe geometry and signatures. So kulingana nao hawahitaji sheria mpya kufanya hivi, ni vile tu IEBC ile iliyotangulia tuseme wali concentrate tu na ile tradition ya fingerprints, lakini sasa hawa wameamua kuongezea kingine, na katika hiyo kuongezea kingine labda ni uhalisia, and then pia kuna ile debate ambayo tutaingilia hapo baadaye ya kutotaka kutumia manual register. Kile wanachokimbia ni hiyo manual register, kwamba kama utambuliki kwa kama hiyo KIMS kit haipati vidole vyako, waangalie jicho lako, na kama jicho lako linakataa vidole vyako, kusikue na ile haja ya kutumia ile physical hard copy ya register. Sasa hapo ndo kuna kizungumkuti ambacho sikielewi. And then of course unakumbuka, sijui msimamo utakumbuka, wakati wa Chebukati kulitokea ili suala la wale watu ambao their fingerprints labda katika masuala ya wamepata ajali ama kuna vile ambavyo those biometric za fingerprints hazipo, okay? Watatambulikaje? Ilikuwa debate kubwa sana ambako ndio wakalazimisha, ilikuwa sijui 2017 hapo, wakalazimisha mpaka hiyo physical register iwepo. Walikuwa wametoa kwamba wanatumia nini, hiyo biometric peke yake, hiyo ya fingerprints. Sasa ikasemekana wapiga kura wengine labda vidole hawana kwa sababu ya ajali, watatambulikaje? So ndio ikasemekana mpaka hiyo physical register iwepo, alafu kitambulisho, and then wasipopatikana na biometric hizo data za biometric, basi watambuliwe kutokana na kitambulisho chao na ile registration ya kitabu. Sasa